Hello, hunters, and welcome into the Rift, a Moco podcast. A few days ago, we got a fresh look at the current version of the build, and today we're going to yap all about it, give our opinions of what we think are positive changes and what we think are some of the concerns that we still have for the update. Joining me today is HX.
Hello, thank you, Sai, again for the invitation. Very glad to be part of this crew today and cannot wait to see what we're going to talk about.
Yes, thank you again for joining us. I know yesterday we had a little hiccup and a little technical issue, so we're kind of just
oopsies.
A little oopsies. So we're just kind of reshooting. And now that it's been a few days, how would you like rate your experience and like the fun that you had with the game compared to like the start of like a chapter 1? Do you think it's on par? Do you think there's like enough content, or do you think the content's still as engaging?
Yeah, so playing Neo really feels like the game got a massive update, which is good, right? Because this is exactly what the devs want us to feel and experience. Lots to cover because it's not only new stuff being added. There's a lot of stuff that changes overall, which could make some concerns from some people. But I think it's more over much more W's than L's.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, anything that we talk about today is subject to change. So if we have a major concern that we're like, oh, this is trash, it could easily already been fixed. We just don't know until they tell us exactly what is going to be at season 1 start. But we did get a good look of what we think it was probably going to be most likely like a majority of the build. Also joining us today, we have a fresh face joining us in the Rift. We have Heisenberg, if you would like to introduce yourself for the people that don't know you.
Hi Sly, thanks for having me today. Yeah, my name is Heisenberg. I am a trusted Supercell content creator. I stream daily content for Moco and Brawl Stars at the moment, but I've also been making content for other Supercell games or other games in general. Yeah, I'm super hyped to be here. Thanks for having me here again. And HX, I know you also from your esports and other content you create. So happy to be here and talk about our beloved game, Moco.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for joining us. I definitely was interested to get your perspective. I know you've been streaming almost like a whole year now consistently, 365 days. That's
close to a whole year.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
I respect
Day
the grind.
350 today, actually, guys. So if I go live at 8, so almost a year round.
Nice.
Yeah, crazy.
Grinding out those daily challenges.
Yeah. Grinding, man. Grinding the XP. You know the drill.
Definitely.
It never stops.
Oh.
Yep.
It'll just be I think it'll be a little bit different grind. I think a lot of players will probably be grinding merit points, like the sweaty sweats. But yeah, we can get into it. We'll start with at the top. We have a bunch of classes. It looks like we're getting 7 classes at the start of season 1. I think we were originally getting 8 or 7 and then 2 more halfway. So I think Squid Blades is missing right now, and Hornbow is what they originally had for season 1. But now I think those 2 are either getting pushed back or maybe still at the mid season. I'm not sure. They haven't really still said anything about that. Heisenberg, which weapon are you excited to main first or unlock first?
Well, I think is it the spinsicle or the popsicle? I don't know the right name.
Sapsicle.
But Sapsicle, like the ice cream kind of weapon. So that's one I'm looking forward to. It looks really cool. And yeah, I always play with Techno Fists. I don't know, that's my go-to weapon to just run around worlds, and really love that weapon for some weird reason. And super effective, and it like flops up and down to different monsters, so you always hit something. But yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. But yeah, I don't know, maybe something else will pop up eventually, and I think, whoa, that's a way better weapon. So yeah, just looking forward to new weapons.
Yeah, I think that's my choice. I think I was gonna probably do Headbanger or Zapsicle first, just new weapons, something a little bit different to experience a new experience of the game. Yes. Kind of weird that we kind of get Headbanger almost like given to us at the start. I'm surprised it's not like a weapon pass or in the like the lucky swipe mechanic. I don't know. Maybe HX can talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so I think so they had a previous playtest before the one we got not so long ago, and in that playtest I think they were kind of stuck with Speedshot for too long at the beginning, so the creators complained about it, and probably some other playtesters. And now how the game works is that you get a tutorial at the beginning in which you have to play Speedshot, you don't have the choice. But during this tutorial they make you play about 5 quests. It really goes fast. In 10 minutes you're done with these 5 quests, and you have a sort of very tutorially pass in which you get your ride and then some weird outfit, and at the end the headbanger. So yeah, within 10 minutes you unlock the headbanger, and then you're thrown into the real Moco world, into your headquarters. You have access to everything, so a lot of quests everywhere. And then we're gonna go through the weapon passes, I'm assuming. So you have 3 weapon passes available to you at the beginning of each season. 3 weapon passes, 1 for each weapon. You choose them one by one. You cannot choose another one until you have the first one completed. And this is where you get some of the weapons. And I just wanted to come back. You were talking about Squid Blaze and Hornbow not being in these sneak peeks. So from what I understood, because we saw in the last playtest that they had access to
Squid
20
Blades,
weapons.
and Zhao was even showing it all over his Twitter.
Yeah, but the problem I think is that some weapons were much more ready than others. And so I think they kind of have a wardrobe ready of, I don't know, 20 weapons or so, but they want to release them by order of which one is the most ready, like the most polished. Everything is done with it. But I think if they would release more weapons, Squid Blades and Wolfstick would be the ones happening first, and maybe not Hornbow, but I'm not sure about that.
I remember though from the first dev build test, I think the one in October 2025, when the creators went over to Helsinki, they had like at least 20 plus weapons were
they had
unlocked already, and they had like the most broad test so far, I guess, in terms of weapon playtesting. So yeah, I don't know if they got any data or experience from that test and see what they will eventually release at when the new game, when Neo Moco comes out. So it was a bit different then. So than the last playtest.
Yeah, HX, how did it feel only having those like 7 weapons compared to like all the weapons we currently have? Did it feel like a little different, or was it just like you were just excited to try everything? You didn't really notice that the other ones were not there right now?
That's a good question actually, because yes, it's only 7 weapons. But you experience so many different new things because each weapon has 3 abilities. So you technically experience 21 new abilities, at once. In some weapons even have custom dashes. So it's a bit more than 21 new abilities. So it didn't feel like I was running out of new things to discover or content. I feel like each weapon has its own identity, and role to play. Yes, you could feel like Speedshot is way too easy, but at the same time, you need a tutorial weapon. You can't make it too complicated. When on the other side, you have stuff like the headbanger or the Zapsicle that allow you to do so much and have such a wide variety of options. So no, and that never felt like I was running out of content. It was always cool, always fresh. And
Okay, cool.
I'm not scared that people are going to be bored about these.
I just know some people are like, oh, my favorite weapon isn't in the game right now. I'm a little disappointed or something like that, but it's like, it'll come. You just gotta, I don't know. They want you to play everything and experience all of the game and not just one weapon, one class. The same build you've been running since chapter 1.
Right.
I'm a little weird. I'm surprised they did. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, but it's just like if your favorite weapon is not in Neo, like Neo, the 7 weapons we are offered in season 1 cover a wide range. The range of possibilities you have is wide enough so that you will find something you like. It's I don't see a world where you really don't see anything you like. You just want your old weapon. I don't think this is gonna happen.
No, yeah, they very much gave us like range, melee, support, healing, tanking. So they kind of touched every kind of role that you want to probably play or currently play. I'm just surprised they didn't do like, I don't know, like Techno Fist or like a 2-star complexity for like that second weapon you get right away, and kind of left like Headbanger and Zapsicle for like the weapon pass or the lucky swipe. So I wonder how much the complexity will really play with the weapons and the classes.
I think you have to see the complexity more as a Not really the complexity to learn the weapon, but more like the complexity to master the weapon.
Oh, okay.
Because all the weapons are kind of easy to learn. Yes, at first you're kind of lost with the icons. You're like, what the hell does this do? I can't see anything with this. But then once you play it for 10 minutes, you really understand all 3 skills. But then knowing what to use when and how is another world, you know. And this is where complexity comes into place.
As in easy to learn, hard to master kind of setup?
Yeah, I mean, Zepsicle and Headbanger for me are exactly like this.
Yeah. Because, yeah, Speed Shot doesn't look any different than what it currently is. You just hold the button, just let it rip. And then, so we get these new weapon passes, which I think is a dub. I like that they're giving us the choice to choose which weapon that we can unlock next. Because they have kind of 2 systems for unlocking. You said you have the weapon pass and then the lucky swipes, which I'm still iffy on the lucky swipes, especially if the pool mechanics stay the same at like 32 or like, because we only get what, 13 fixed tickets in the first season. So unless they do events that give us more, but for right now, we're kind of limited on those tickets.
Do you want me to explain quickly Lucky Swipes?
Yeah, if you want to explain Lucky Swipes since you experienced it. I mean, I haven't
Okay, so
experienced
quickly, Lucky Swipe, it's like a Moco loot box. In there, you have either Mogul merch credits, or you can unlock weapons. 2 weapons are the only way you can get 2 of the weapons, which are Poison Bow and Zapsicle, is from these Lucky Swipes. You get 2 Lucky Swipes for each weapon pass, and then you have 6 one in the bonus pass that you unlock after completing all 3 first weapon passes. And on your first weapon pass, your first like Lucky Swipe is guaranteed to have a weapon because both weapons have a 50% chance drop rate. But then the other weapon you don't unlock is locked for your next 2 Lucky Swipes. And then starting on your 4th Lucky Swipe, you have a 32% drop chance.
And you cannot have duplicates or anything, HX?
No, if you, for example, if you know one of the drop is like 100 merge credits, if you unlock it, you can have 100 merge credits in your next one forever. The drop rates don't change for these. And the weapon you unlock is like when you go back on the Lucky Swap, it says block. It says like there's a check mark on it, and you're just gonna get it again.
Okay.
Right.
I think if they have it like the current like shop gacha where as you pull, the chance for it goes up and up and up until it's like 100%, I think that's fair. But if it just stays a consistent like 32%, I don't know. I think that's something they'd have to tweak for like season 2 or something. Because personally, to me, I'd rather just have them as a weapon pass and just be able to choose exactly which weapon I want next. It kind of seems like they don't think that everybody's going to be able to grind through all the weapon passes if there was like 5 or 6, maybe. And maybe that's why they're like, okay, well, here's the lucky swipe. We'll kind of just give you these classes really quick instead of you having to grind 30, 60 levels to get all the weapons. That's my only thing of why they have that lucky swipe mechanic.
I have another take for Lucky Swipes.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I also agree. I think it's like at first glance, it feels stupid that you have RNG behind these weapons and you don't have the choice to do what you want. But then I remember a Brawl Talk, Dev Talk that they had in Brawl Stars where they were talking about exactly the same thing with unlocking random brawlers in Brawl Stars. And one of the devs said that they were doing it because otherwise people would always go for the same brawlers and they would never experience new ones. And if all of a sudden the game gives you a random brawler, you might try it and you might actually like it because the game
Okay. No, that makes sense.
I think Heisen, you got that experience recently, you know?
Yeah. So I'm full on in Brawl Stars, and the thing is, I just open up a poll on my YouTube channel and ask like to make a choice for 3 random brawlers, which one I need to push to prestige on stream next. So I have no choice actually in a little bit in like 3, and then I have to deal with it for 1,000 trophies. So whether I like it or not, whether it goes well or not, I have to push that particular brawler, which I kind of like the randomness of that, and I learn the game more. I think I've been on the game for 19 days, but like being pushed, like experiencing new things in the game, I think that's actually good to get to learn the game a little bit better than just stick with one brawler for the rest of your life. So, and things start to get dull.
Oh no, that's actually a pretty cool challenge. I like that. Maybe I'll have to do something like that. 'Cause, yeah, I'm looking at these weapon passes and I think like 75% to 80% of these people are gonna pick Techno Fist right away, and then only like those very few people are gonna pick like Lava Shield, and then maybe you get those some people that pick the Vibe Shifter. But yeah, I agree with you. I can see that.
And that's exactly why you have like the weekend challenges we used to have in the past, where you were forced to play with a certain weapon setup. Yay, it's the cat. And you need to learn like a new weapon setup. You need to play with I don't know. It were like most of the time it were 2 or 3 other people you need to beat a certain monster with, and then everybody had a different setup. Sometimes you had like more additions to your build than the other one, and it gradually build up, but at least it gives you more understanding of a weapon. And yeah, I think that kind of worked really well in Moco. Kind of miss those weekend events in Moco though. Those were really fun to do with other people.
Even they just give you that little bit of mold go, especially if you're like free to play. Like you can just save it up, and eventually you have enough to like, okay, I really like this, what they got in the shop today. I'm gonna get that.
Right.
And they could even make that a mode itself, like the on the roll mode event, game mode. Like you can go, well, maybe it's still random. Maybe it's you get to choose before you go in. Do you want the tank, support, or DPS role? I think that would be interesting.
Right.
Because yeah, they showed a lot of interesting, like fun different modes. They got the score hunt, which I think is going to be really fun to like kind of theory craft and go through those. They have that new PvP mode, which I wasn't expecting when you showed that HX with the Mario Kart racing. That's like something so like creative that like I wasn't thinking about. Like they could do other modes like that, which I think people would love for PvP.
Anything Mario Kart, I'm down. So let's go.
Mario Kart. I'm gonna add Super Smash Bros. Next.
No, yeah, it's really cool. These rotating events also that they are planning to add, instead of having, the set worlds as we have in current Moco, and we have rotating worlds, and sometimes some worlds have very specific quests, like the one that you could see in the Xpectation stream, where we were with Joao, and it was a special small world in which you had to kill 400 mobs collectively as a group. And then every 400 mobs killed, you had a boss spawning. So this is like kind of fresh content using, they can even reuse their own mobs or whatever, as long as it makes these things different. But indeed, we are missing a bit of these event passes, because I don't think they're gonna come back, or if they come back, it won't be just for weekends, probably for longer times. And also regarding the Mo Gold, all the weapon passes have Mo Gold in their track.
Oh, okay.
For free-to-play players. I think at the end, I can tell you right now, actually. At the end of each weapon pass is 5 Mo Gold, I think, if not more.
You think?
And free to play, because we didn't talk about it, but every weapon pass you can buy the pass. It just gives you cosmetics, and
yeah, you get the weapon skin that they kind of show.
Yes, you get the weapon skin, either a ride or an outfit or some helmets.
Do you think they should add an option to buy those skins with Mo Gold? Like you can save up in a couple seasons. Instead of spending like $8 or $7, you can just buy the pass with like, I don't know, 3,000 Mo Gold.
I never thought of it. That could be something, actually. Maybe it's something that could be sent to the
This
dev.
way,
I think right now it's not their plan,
no,
but yeah, and yes, it's 5 Mo Gold at the end of the track. 5 Mo Gold and 250 merge credits.
I think that would be interesting, because then like if you're still free to play, you still want to get those cool
as
skins.
in in-game currency, and then be able to buy the pass. I think some Brawl Stars used to have something like that, if I'm not mistaken, but I think they took that out. They just need some money, of course, in the end to finance the whole operation. So yeah, it's still kind of weird to me that they do something like Moco, that it's only cosmetics. And that's it. So you have a lot of free-to-play players, of course, in Moco. You don't have to spend a single dime to fully enjoy the game. And there's no way that somebody will beat you with paying more in the game. So it's I think it's interesting. But I'm also interested in how long will they keep that up.
I hope forever.
Yeah, I hope forever too. I don't think Moco really needs it. I think a lot of people will buy if they drop like fire outfits or fire cosmetics. I mean, currently they still do. But yeah, we could talk about worlds since we just talked about worlds. I think what you said, those are rotating daily, and there's no more like daily jobs or kind of like world projects. You get like 20 world projects at the start or something like that you can grind for a couple days.
So yes, in the current Moco, you have all the worlds available at once. And you have quests that are attached, I would say, to your profile. That means I can play a world, and then the quests you can see it. You can see grinding during the world, but at the end, it's when you come back from the world that you get the quest in the LE bot, or on the left side, where you have all the projects that appear. And then next to it, you also have daily jobs that are attached to the world. In Neo Moco, there are no more projects. It's only jobs attached to worlds, because a world will arrive in rotation. We always have 3 or 4 worlds at the same time, and they are here for 3 to 4 days. And each world has a certain amount of jobs.
Okay.
And these jobs, you can only do them in these worlds and give you XP. And these are basically our new projects, our new jobs, which take about 30 to 45 minutes if you want to do one world completely, entirely, sorry. And on top of that, you can also have a daily mission for those who play a bit more, where every day, if you complete 7 jobs, you get a bonus, a bit more XP and some cores. I think we'll talk about cores a bit later, which makes it more of a daily routine, I feel like.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how you think of this different pace that we have now.
Yeah, I think it's completely different from how it used to be. Like the current Moco, you start with nothing. You start the game with, like, let's say 4 or 5 worlds, and then the higher you go, the more worlds you unlock, which made sense back in the days. But now, when you're like stuck and there's no more development on that part, yeah, I hope this is more sustainable for the enjoyment of the player, to have it like for a couple of days and then renew all the worlds. I think it will also be extremely hard work for the devs to pull this off, actually, to make new worlds, maybe reuse some maps. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but yeah, it's gonna be a very active setup to keep things enticing for the players.
That's true, yeah. But at least it gives them perma work to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No,
I
think they'll always have worlds. I think that a lot of majority of people love deathballing and go into the worlds, and that's kind of what they feel like this update is also helping. Like, you have all these challenges now. You can actually make those deathball lobbies. Like, we can go on Heisenberg's stream. He can host a world, and it looks like each of the worlds are a little bit different. Like, some, like you said, HX have 8 people. Some have, I think 15 was the max currently. Which I think they should have raised per world. I think that's what they said.
So I think the maximum of player in a world is still the same as old Moco, which is about 30, 32.
Oh, okay, so
but you can now make parties of people to all go in the same world. And yeah, the limit of this is, well, I mean, it was 15 in the playtest, but there was already feedback that asked to have more. So it might actually just be 30, like the current world limit.
Yeah, it should just be the world limit.
It gives you a fresh lobby.
33. I checked it actually this morning, but I couldn't like max out a world map, unfortunately. But I had some screenshots from somebody from my group that said it's 32 or 33 currently is the max player capacity.
Which I think that would be really cool. Get like a 32 player stream. It might be a little annoying to have everybody ready up at the start, but once you're in the world, I think it would be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And then cores, yeah, we can talk about it. It looks like XP is getting changed to chaos energy, and wow, does the animations for like those core drops and like just raining in that XP drops, they look so much good. Like the music and the sound of you getting those cores. I'll have to play a clip later. It's, I don't know. I mean, you experienced HX. How did it feel? How did it sound? Getting the XP, was it still like rewarding?
Yeah, it's, first of all, there are no more shards in the game. And XP has been renamed to Chaos Energy. Well, I think everyone will still say XP because it's shorter. But, yeah, well, I will say XP. So. But yeah, it feels crazy satisfying. At the same time, it's a bit counterintuitive because right now in current Moco, one level for me is like over 300,000 XP. So whenever I kill a mob and it gives me 200 XP, I don't really care about that XP. I just leave it on the ground and do something else. But in Neo Moco, every level is going to be 25,000 XP, and killing a mob will actually reward 200 XP, and you want to actually get that XP. You know? It never feels a lot, but it actually is for Neo. And on top, and also we also get 30k boosted XP per day, and probably a very, very, very high amount of normal XP. They kind of change it so that because power progression doesn't matter and isn't linked to level anymore, they kind of tell us you can go to as high level as you want. we will give you a huge amount of normal XP per day. And it's not for you to grind it. It's more like it's always going to be there. You're always going to get some while playing, but you never have to focus on it, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of a big change, actually.
Because currently
let's talk about this.
The XP only really like gets you the weapon pass and just like stuff leveling that up.
Only the passes. It's only the passes.
How long did you grind and what level did you get to? I mean, maybe people are interested in that.
So we played it for 1 week, maybe a bit more than 1 week. Played it on my iPad. The weekly recap, it told me I had 50 hours of playtime on the Moco thing. In 50 hours. So the thing is, I said every level is 25,000 XP. If you have daily quests, each daily job basically gives you 5k XP, so it goes really, really fast if you have daily jobs. But once you're done with all your 3 weapon passes, so when you are level 60, you unlock the bonus pass, and here each level is more and more XP, and this is where it gets very slow.
Yeah.
You start at 50k, then 100k, then 150k, 200, 300, 400k. At the end of the playtest, I was level 76, I think. It was like 400,000 XP to level up. Extremely long. Doesn't feel rewarding at all because it's like so slow.
It's kind of the same as we're currently at with the current Moco level. We are at 218. I am at 217, and I think it's around 400,000 XP now to level up, right? If I think so.
For me, it's like 338k.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. It's days now. Exactly. So yeah.
Be interested.
But the weapon,
if anybody gets
I just wanted to say that I just wanted to say that the bonus pass has 16 rewards. So the max level to get everything in a season is 76. At level 76, you even get a sort of cool badge, which I think if you play every day, it should be fine. And the biggest sweats will probably get around level 80.
Level 80, okay.
Right. No.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody would be able to get to 100 because I know a lot of people like to get that achievement to be like they're the world's first 100.
Triple digits, yes, of course.
And then how I guess we'll talk about the chaos cores, which I'm still a little iffy on. I think they shouldn't give you the golden shader. I think they should be tied to like a mastery, like maybe you have to have mega cores and then all of like a weapon mastery tied for like a golden shader. But I think currently they should be able to be removed for like tournaments and stuff like that if we want to have like community events. Because right now you said you did a dojo for like 4 hours, HX, and then like you came back like an hour later when you had some cores and you basically your worst try, you did better than your 4 hours of trying.
Yes.
Which I know it's not much,
so there are now cores in the game. It's our way of progressing. There are 4 tiers of core. It goes semi-charged, charge, overcharge, mega charge. Each weapon has 3 slots. You don't decide what you put in the weapon. The game decides. And obviously, the higher the rarity, the more stats it gives. It goes from 5 to 20%. It can be damage, health, whatever. And you drop them from killing any mobs. Now, I was curious to know your take on it. Did you guys want, actually, first of all, power progression in the game? And now that you see that this is the way we will have it, do you like it?
I do like it, actually. I was hoping, and I think Zhao was also hoping and pushing for power progression, and I'm with him on that. So I'm happy if it goes in that direction. So yeah, that looks good for me. Kind of, yeah. I need goals in a game, and I think this feels natural for me.
I think I was a little iffy on it at first, like if I wanted the power progression or not, but I think they're kind of doing it right. Where it's like capped, kind of gives you like something to grind for, like the material drops. I just think a few little tweaks, just being able to just unequip them and them not being the sole purpose to get the golden like shaders on the weapons, which I don't know if you got to see those. Were they cool at all, or?
No, you need to go to the whole lot to actually get 3 mega charge core on the weapon. I didn't get to have it.
So in your 50 hours, you only had that one mega charge, I'm guessing?
No, so I did the math. If you want to max out one weapon, it's roughly 40 hours of playtime. But we have 7 weapons to grind at once. So if I did play 300 hours, I would probably have a shader, but I didn't play 300 hours. But you see, it's really grindy. Now it's
Yeah.
good and bad, I guess. It's good because we have something to do, but it could be bad because you might feel stuck,
Okay.
even though you're not
Yeah,
maxed out.
I don't know. I think some people like grinding. If I look at Brawl Stars, for instance, that's a shitload of grinding. You need to Prestige 1 is like 1,000 trophies, Prestige 2 another 1,000, Prestige 3 another 1,000, and if you go for Prestige 4, it goes up. One win is one trophy, so you cannot even, you need to win 1,000 games to go to Prestige 4, which will be ridiculous. Like before Prestige 4, it's like if you have your I don't know, you get 11 trophies for a win, and then plus if you have your win streak, you get an additional 10 bonus trophies. So you can go up like with 11 trophies per win. But after Prestige 4, it's gonna be ridiculous. But there are always people in the game that want to show off, you know. Yo, I have Prestige 4, bro. So I think it's needed for the sweats to have that. And you have the casual players that are already happy with Prestige 1 for older brawlers, which is a ton of work, right? 101 brawl, no, 102 now. It's confirmed today. So it's a lot of work to do that. And I think people like that. You can show that up. You get a special badge. You know, you can a whole song and dance build around that in the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, it seems like a grind, but it also seems like you could just get really lucky and just get a mega core and just be like, I got a mega core. Because
It's instant.
like you max power, you're probably feeling it. Like, I don't know. I think what you get like the assassination one, HX or something like that. Which is what, crit? Which is
yes, assassination, exactly.
That's a huge one.
Exactly.
20% crit? Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, by the way, is like something like a weapon tree or a skill tree? Is that something that it's in the books that you know of, HX, that you can like tree kind of improve your character, builds, weapon, anything?
So far, the only thing I know they do is cores. Obviously, we see a lot of people everywhere asking for skill trees. I think they're kind of keeping it in the shelf, quite warm for the day where we will have a lot more weapons, and then they will bring it and be like, look, you know all these weapons? You were bored of them because they're old? Well, now we're bringing more skills into them by having skill trees. Maybe it's the way they want to go with that. But right now, no, you don't expect like a skill tree in Season 1. That's for sure.
I was actually thinking that too. They could definitely save that, like if they're like running out of like weapon ideas, or they're like, hey, we actually need more power, something a little bit more engaging.
One problem I had, though, because Heisenberg said a lot of people like to show off that they spent hours in the game, and I completely agree with you. The problem is that in Brawl Stars, you show off the things you grind for is only, how can I say, visuals. The problem is that in Moco, you grind hours for something that actually makes you stronger. So I feel like people will think it's not fair, you know? Like, yes, it's good to show off, but I don't want... I want to be maxed out without needing to grind so much time.
The thing is, it has two sides, I guess. It's like an aesthetic thing, you know, to show off like with an icon, badge, whatever. But on the other hand, if you grind the game, you also get better at the game, hopefully. So I think it's a combination of that. If you put in the hours, you actually get better at the game. I see it at myself. I was like the most lousy Brawl Star player on the planet, and now I'm going towards decent. I'm like 21 days in, but yeah, you know how it is. It's Übung macht den Meister, the Germans say. So you know that, HX. So yeah, it's practice makes better. So
no, I think that's a good point. I mean, yeah, if you put in the work, you should also feel like you put in the work and you're a bit stronger. I mean, if you're complaining that the other people have better cores, then I don't know, grind a little bit more, get those cores yourself. Like.
Yeah, I mean, we're saying this, we know that, and we don't care because we will do the grind. But I can already see Reddit posts of new players being like, he got such a good time in the speedrun, but it's...
I can't defeat the Sewer King dojo because I don't have my Mega Core rings. I could see that.
Yeah. Keep grinding, get those things in, man. Stop whining. Yeah, that's...
yeah. And talking about dojos, I don't know. I feel like they just kind of added them in because they know people want them. Still kind of feels like a work in progress for those. So, like I said earlier, everything's subject to change. I mean, it's kind of like our critique. We can only kind of critique them on what we see. And I mean, so far we don't really see too much from the dojos other than it's just like a one time and done. Unless you really want to be that one weirdo that's like grinding leaderboards or at certain dojo. Or doing friendly competitions, like I know HX, like Lowercase, in his video, he was flexing on you that he had a better time in one of the dojos.
Yeah, he had me getting down back on the grind. Yeah, but yeah. So dojos, at least W, they exist. L, there's only one of them. Another L, it doesn't matter what time you do. The only thing that matters is that you complete them. Maybe another W is that they're locked to one weapon, which I think is good because no matter what, people would have used the same weapon anyway, and it forces you to actually play other stuff. I know Joao said he wanted dojos to be kind of like tutorials on how to play the weapon. Another W that we don't see in the sneak peek videos is that they all are released on day one of the season, and then at half the season, they release another set of dojos, one new for each weapon. That is, they say it's intermediate difficulty. So yes, they're a bit harder, they're a bit more fun. But I do agree, if you're a dojo enjoyer, there's maybe not that much content.
And didn't you say like too, like the weapons that are in the lucky swipes don't have a dojo right now? So maybe that will change too. Like once you unlock them, then maybe that dojo will unlock in the future.
But maybe they will be added on the next season. But so far, I think the plan is not to add these. I guess I don't know.
But that's a very interesting topic, I guess, dojos, because from a creator point of view, I think the dojos was the bread and butter of all the creators, like themselves making the build and trying to improve a certain time to get like the maximum XP out of that dojo. And now it's completely different than it was. So if you look at like the game from a creator point of view, HX, what will be the most interesting thing to make like 5 to 10 minute videos of for Neo Moco?
Interesting. I never had this creator view, but you're kind of right. For content creators, dojos is kind of mega dead. You'd make like maybe one video how to complete all of them, but that's it. Maybe the thing that is a bit more of a W for content creators is rifts, because now rifts, it's not. I mean, we still have the milestones up to 130, etc., but they are replacing them by stars, which is a bit more visually better looking. And now you can say how to 5 stars this rift, how to 5 stars this one, and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, see that.
And I guess streams as well, but that's not 5 to 10 minutes content streams.
No, it most definitely isn't.
And
they're a bit longer.
tiny bit longer. Yeah.
I mean, W that they added a retry button. Did it feel weird? Do you think that they should have it in like the X menu, or like before you even leave the dojo, it's just like you hit X and then retry?
So, yeah, you see the screenshots, you see the try again button, you're like, oh my god, that's insane. That makes me gain so much time. But when you actually play the dojos and you're tilted and you just want to go in your next dojo because that RNG thing did happen, I can tell you it's mega annoying. Because you have to basically open the map, press return home, and then there's like a small loading screen of your character moving very slowly, and you see the try again button not appearing for like a second. It's only 1 second, but it's so slow when you feel it, you know. You really spam your screen where the button will pop, and as soon as it pops, it finally happens. And on top of that, behind that, you get the dojo counter, right? Because now there are countdowns in there. So I feel like if the play again button could be directly in the minimap, like you open the minimap, you have the try again button, that would be so much better. But it's still an improvement. I'm not gonna speed on that.
Definitely a work in progress.
Right.
They have a try again, and even for rifts, they could have like maybe a surrender, and like if one person hits surrender, everybody in the group gets notified. Okay, let's just retry. Let's just restart.
Right. Well, instead of being killed by monsters waiting for all that
sometimes
to happen.
the tank will just be sitting there and it's like 45 seconds later, you already died 3 times and came back, and it's like, okay. Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And then there's what? You said there's rotating content. It looks like there's 2-player rifts or 2-player dojos, which I don't know how you feel about those, HX. Did you get to play with anybody? Were they just bots?
So, maybe talking a bit more generally about rifts because
Yeah,
we're
we can talk
still
about, and then we
getting
can hop into rifts.
that. Yeah, unlike Worlds and Dojos, rifts will also appear in rotations, but differently, in a way that at the beginning of the week, we get 6 rifts, and they are all 6 here for the whole week. And then at the end of the week, they are replaced by 6 other rifts. In the 6 rifts, we always have 3 normal difficulty, 2 hard, 1 very hard, and we always have 1 score hunt. We will talk about that later, I guess. 1 2 players rift. You can call it dojo if you want, but officially it's rift. And 4 3 players rifts, as we know today. Instead of 4, it's just 3 players. So you asked me about the 2 players rift / dojos. I did play some with Xpect. Right now, all the 2 players rifts are the dojos we have in the game from chapter 1 and chapter 2. It's just you are 2 playing them. So that's kind of like recycling content, but yeah, that's how it is. You feel like you have more control, obviously, on what's happening because you're only 2, and if you make a mistake, well, it costs you more, obviously. I like it because among the community, people are like, yeah, 2 players dojos is gonna be the e-dating place now.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But no, to speedrun and play them is good, and they're also very, very short. Sub 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think you brought it up yesterday that they kind of are shorten the rifts. They went down from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. Like they're almost kind of want you to not spend as much time in them. They want them to be a little bit quicker, which I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, what are your takes on that?
I personally think that rifts should be harder. I like when they're harder. I like being one of the first teams to actually like complete, like, I don't know, rooftop rumble or something like that. Like when we first started, I think that was cool. Kind of gives you a little bit of excitement, but maybe they're kind of making a little bit more for like the casuals, for everybody to be able to complete.
Yeah, I think so too. They were quite hard, to be honest. If you look at the nightmare rifts from old Moco, those could be quite hard, and I think it was HX's bread and butter to like emphasize on those videos to show people what build they. Yeah, it was very interesting and great, and you really had to look for people that knew how to do the cheese strats and everything. It was yeah, and I think it's actually, if you need a cheese strat to actually complete a nightmare rift, you already know it's too hard, you know. And
there's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward. So I think it's probably better for the majority of the players to make it a bit easier.
Yeah.
So yeah. But still looking forward to them. They were always huge.
I think my only issue is like for like wave-based ones. I think because those just go a little bit longer than like just like here's a path up and then here's a boss. Like those wave ones can easily take longer than 3 minutes. Like Wave Machine, that's at least 3 minutes. Like even like I said, like
yeah, that's a good question. Why did they release that? Like I think for months they had like completely off timing in terms of like completing them at the best time, right? It was like virtually impossible, and in the end they brought the times up. I guess it was 4 minutes and it used to be 3 or 2.5, which was like impossible with the best players in the world, and you could like only get it to 1 before the best time. I think you did that, HX, with like some incredible crazy techniques with that switchblade setup, man. It was unbelievable. It was kind of a ballet to see what you guys were doing, but for the normal player, I looked at it and I thought, I'm not going to do that.
You're not getting 3-4 randoms to all do the same thing. It's hard enough to get 4 really good players to all be on the same.
Yeah, so bit of context here. Wave Machine was had the sub 2 as a completion and everything quest, just like all the rifts, but you could only get to sub 3 by sweating your ass off really, really hard. And I think it's just the devs not testing it off, right?
That video, brilliant, bro. That was fantastic. I enjoyed it very much. I watched it a couple of times. I was, what are these guys doing? It was just unbelievable.
You know, it's asked for us to play it too. It's really fun to also play it because it's really satisfying to be 4 players and see that everyone is doing exactly what they're supposed to.
In sync, like, I don't know, you guys were all probably on Discord voice chat, and I don't know what you guys did to do it like synchronized, but it was impressive.
We had the spreadsheets with exactly what.
they had,
No,
they had a
the
whole step-by-step
spreadsheets.
zombie.
Okay, man. A whole lot of people will just say, "Nah, not gonna do spreadsheets, man."
And then honestly, I think 3 players is a dub. Because I know for me personally, I just have 2 other players constantly ready to go, and sometimes it was a little awkward trying to find 4. But maybe it's a little bit sad if you already have 3 other players and you're like, every day we already do rifts. So maybe that might be a little awkward because now you're kind of just like kicking somebody out. But I think for everybody, like majority, like the casuals, I think it's easier. And for competitive, I also think it's better because I think you just said it to Heisenberg, like the individual performance is higher. Like if somebody dies, that's a third of the team out instead of a quarter of the team. That's a big impact.
Right.
Even for like tournaments too, I think it would be interesting because it'll be a little bit sweatier.
Yeah, so going from 4 to 3 players, I don't necessarily like it. I think it was so good to have 4 players because it allowed you to do so many more things. I guess it's much better again for a majority of the player base because it's easier to get teammates, and that's actually what is the most important, right? To have fun and not just wait for people. Yeah, that's gonna be my take with this.
I think
We'll see.
speaking of this, it's we talked about esports yesterday a little bit. So I think rifts were like very interesting for esports. And then I look at you, HX. You've been doing that quite a lot lately with your tournaments. That will be a little bit different, I guess, with only 3 people now. And we discussed it yesterday as well. Like, what do we need to succeed with esports in Moco? Like we talked about the spectate button, and we also talked about something else we wanted to. Oh yeah, it was a battle log, so we
Yes.
can watch our played games back, see how to improve, things like that, which is present at Clash Royale and Brawl Stars. You can just have a look at your old games and see what you did. And those things are probably needed somewhere in the future for Moco as well.
No, I think they're
So,
definitely
yeah.
coming. Those are probably one of those things. It's like, okay, let's actually get the gameplay and the balance right, and then we can add that. Like, here, look at your replay.
Right.
Yeah, it's on their wish list, and not only for esports but also for content creators. I remember we said something about that because it's so cool to have it just in case you didn't record.
Being able to like just export it,
Exactly,
that's really
right.
nice. Not always have to be like hookup or screen recording.
No.
I think a little weird with the rifts is not having the monster HP. I think you probably already have been scolding them, like, where's that HP bar at? Make it even better, maybe even like a percentage or an actual like number in there that goes down as you're hitting it. I think would be a big dub.
Yes. So about that, I can actually explain. So they, because I talked with some devs, and apparently they got some feedback from I don't know who, that the people playing Moco had too much information going on their screen. And so they had to remove some information, and that boss HP that you don't see anymore is some information removed. And the same thing for the HP of your player. I don't know if you noticed, but now you don't see your own HP, HP numbers anymore. You only see your HP bar. And for me, it really is, I don't like it at all. I think it was so useful. I don't understand the people saying you have too much info on your screen. Like, what the hell?
No.
And I hope they could add it back with some options in the
some
settings.
I think that would be nice.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like have the player present them the choice to enable it or disable it, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I even noticed the
Exactly.
HP bar.
But did you guys feel like you had too much
no.
info
I
on
mean-
your screen? I never.
Well, they
felt-
still
No,
have the
no,
stars up
no,
there. They could
not
easily
me.
just have the I don't think it'd be too much more info than what we already have.
The more info, the better. You know, we're all data driven nowadays. I need more numbers.
And then the other mode, PvP, it is what it is. It just looks bare bones. Is it something that you have to grind every day, HX? Is it like once you get the black belt, the highest belt, do you continue to grind it, or is it just like you do it once just to get the quick XP every day and then you're done with it, or whenever it pops up?
So you don't get PvP every day. I think you get a PvP mode every 3 or 4 days. Lasts for same thing, 2 or 3 days. Very short. But yes, most of the people hate PvP. They see it as a chore, a core. I don't know how you say it, but it's horrible. No one likes it. I'm number one hater, by the way, so sorry for that. The big W, though, is that you only need to have one win to get the max reward, and it's just for leaderboard. So I guess, yeah, it goes
They
well.
really listen to you then, HX. If you hate it and it's only just one win and you're out,
I
what
think it's
the
most
hell,
people.
man?
A lot of people liked it. I think Joao also doesn't like PvP, by the way. 'Cause, I think Joao wanted to completely remove PvP.
I'm probably the only person on the screen that probably somewhat enjoys
I think
it.
it just...
It's
Yeah,
not bad.
but
Really?
Especially if you
think,
have friends and groups that you're grinding with. A solo is the worst. I'm going to tell you now. Solo and farming bots is just
Yeah.
not fun. But if
Yeah,
it's only
yeah,
like one
yeah.
game, okay, I can deal with that.
But like, I would think like bring it back to the drawing table, like completely do a redesign on PvP. In the current situation, it's just not working. I
Well, I think
guess
that's-
so.
I think that's what they're doing
but
with the
yeah,
race riding and
I
like
don't know.
the not PvP. I think that's a good change for the people that are scared of PvP. Like
yeah.
I don't want to fight somebody, but hey, I'll race against somebody. Maybe I'll defeat this mob or something against somebody. I think me and HX were talking about a different thing. Like they get to have PvP death balls, 2 teams of different death balls going against the boss mob or something, and whoever defeats it first, that team wins. Like there's so many
Right, yeah, ride race. Yeah.
leaderboards are always a dub, especially with the
right.
merits. I think they're going to be super sweaty. I think people are going to be grinding those rifts every day trying to get the best time before they disappear, and they can't grind them again until they come back. Do you know if
And do you get like some badges for top 10, top 3, anything you know of HX to have like a permanent badge or something for grinding really hard a certain week, certain season, whatever, a certain pass?
I did?
So sorry. But there's an overall badge for all the rifts that is in the trophy league that you get through the whole season. But if you're talking about leaderboards in the one rift, so far no, that's not their. I mean, that's their plan, but not for season 1 for sure. They want to have a system ready before making sure they can implement this, because in case there is a bug and the top 1 gets a reward but not the top 2, and then the top 3 does, that would be like mega drama and so annoying for them, to fix that. So they want to play it slow. But I think Joao said that they could even give Moco rewards to the top something players of the leaderboard after season 1, but they prefer doing stuff like more manually at first.
that'd be dope. Yeah, I think they want to get it all down and make sure like this.
Right. But they're thinking about it, right? So
Yeah, it's
good.
in the wish list,
Yeah.
I think.
Super. Yeah.
Joao said
On
it's
the
next
backlog. Yeah, right.
Yeah, those badges look really cool, especially if you can put them on the new player profiles. I think that's a dub, because the new player profiles are awesome, I think. Yeah, being
Yeah,
able to
looks
show
solid.
all the time that you like. I don't know. Maybe you're like a heal man. You're like, I just want to show that I healed for a billion health. Like, so there's gonna be that one weird niche person that's just grinding one stat. I can see it now, especially when the Mocopedia comes out, which I definitely want them to come out. I know they kind of showed it and teased everybody. He was like, "Where's Mocopedia? Where's Mocopedia?" So definitely think they're working on that.
That's probably back on the backlog again, HX?
Yeah.
Some future
Well, I
update.
think
I'll
that
add that
they
in.
won't.
Yeah.
It's not removed for sure, I think.
Right.
Probably just want
alright,
to make
yeah.
it more engaging and I don't know.
Backlog.
And regarding the profile, yeah, they that's something completely new. I think that they are completely revamping. They want you to have profiles having much more importance. They bring so many new cosmetics. I mean, you have banners that now show on the profiles, on the friend list, in game, on the leaderboards. These badges as well, also in the Rift countdowns. The metrics to show off stats. They even added a way
Yeah.
to use your gestures, because no one was using them, was completely useless. Now you can set up a gesture so that when people look at your profile, they see your gesture. That's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
cool.
mega W. And that's also something not shown in the videos, but when you are in a world and you click, or in the headquarters, and you click on someone on your screen, it shows their profile with their banner, their title and everything. So they really want to push that social aspect.
Cool. That's super.
I mean, yeah, Moco is
Nice.
a social game, so anytime you can make it more social with like the emotes and banners and flexing. I think the only thing that they need to improve is make that I don't don't know, collector level a little bit more standout. I don't know, maybe they do like a special border around that one, or I think I said it yesterday, they just give like a cool, really cool banner that you can only get for getting like that the purple one or the green one.
Definitely, because I'm a very high collector level right now, sitting at 43, and I was planning to buy all the cosmetics, but now that I saw the changes that it just appears on your profile as a stats and it's not your badge anymore, it doesn't make me want to buy more, which is such a big problem because the game wants to be full free to play, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my collector badge. It's like the one you have, like it's the purple border now. Love it, but yeah, I don't. So that will disappear. HX. There's no more coloring there, or
No.
what will?
No, the thing you see around your badge is based of your level in game.
And does
Okay.
the badge
it
color
resets,
change
so
when
it
you
doesn't
get more merits? I know there's like different like leaderboard merit badges.
So for the badge color to change, you would need to reach level 100.
Okay,
which
no,
I
that's
didn't do.
yeah, that's okay.
But,
Ah,
But the badge you see is like the current collector level, right? Around it. But underneath you have, I don't know if there's a screenshot somewhere. I mean, if you take any screenshot of me in a rift, you see there are
Yes,
sort
I
of
know.
3 small bars underneath my level. This is linked to elite merits because the more you get, the better your badge upgrades in the
Gotcha.
trophy league track. And at first you get 1 bronze bar, then 2, then 3, then 1 silver bar, 2, 3, 1 diamond bar.
Okay,
2,
I thought that's what changed the color of the
oh,
badge now was the like going up in merit. Like the higher up your merit is, the color and stuff.
Yep,
I think that- okay.
that's fine.
okay. There's still something. All right.
Still something. Yes. And then yeah, you talked about I think giving the gesture something. They definitely added more with like the emotes. I know we talked about it like a week ago. They added like the sprays, which I think could be used for like pins, especially like if you're with like randoms. You could be like, hey, come here. Hey, stop here. Maybe hey, attack or something like that. Just like basic text pins or sprays.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Is there a limit to how many you can put? I didn't get to see that yet. Yeah, it looked like you could
the
put down a
sprays?
couple at a time.
You can
5
put
at a
up to
time?
5 at the time. By the time you put your 6th
disappeared.
one,
Yeah, that's what I
your
figured.
first disappeared.
Ah, right. Yeah.
So you just
But you can make shapes because they are in a different position regarding of how you're
I didn't even
facing.
notice that. Okay.
You can actually you can draw on the ground.
Oops! I already see problems there, man. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say anything,
no,
but
There's gonna be some creative people with creative.
yeah,
things.
exactly. Let's keep it at that, man.
And then just other small changes that we didn't talk about earlier. I think world power up temporary powers, or everybody gets a different powers. I think those are a lot more engaging than just, hey, here's a quick speed boost. You get something cool. They showed like the ladybug black orbs. I didn't get to see all of them. I don't know. Would you get like chickens or something with you? I don't know.
So there's one thing I noticed and I experienced in Worlds is that they brought so many new random events out of nowhere. In current Moco, you go in the rifts. Yes, sometimes you're gonna get a mega charge or an overcharge, and if there's a chaos event, you know you can find chaos mobs. But that's kind of it, right? Sometimes you get an NPC or a boost, but that stops there. In Neo, first of all, now we have random buffs from these boosts. You can get mega charge normal mobs, so you feel like you find more OC and MCs because of these normal mobs. Same for NPCs, but also there are no more chaos events, so you can randomly have a chaos mob spawning out of nowhere in front of you, and it just feels like such a good surprise. And now the world experience is filled with many more small surprises here and there, and it's so much cooler. Like you can really just go in the world and out of nowhere and make a charge chaos is right in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more
what the fuck?
alive, a little bit more like unique. Anytime you go into a different
Nice.
world, you just kind of never know what to expect, which I think is always a good idea. Just keep you on the edge of your toes. Like, hey, do I go around there and see what's gonna pop up? Even like, yeah, you showed like an enormous NPC, which I think was funny, and just some of the newer mobs.
Oh yeah,
But I think that
each
also
map has
works.
its own.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I said that.
Oh. No, I was thinking about those call-out groups, those communities where people are looking for mega charged monsters or chaos mega charged monsters and stuff like that. And that is like super. If you suddenly something appears out of nowhere, you can just call it out in the group, and people can actually help you beat it. So yeah, that sounds really interesting. More random than it's now.
Yeah, those groups are gonna go crazy. I can already see it now.
Yeah.
And you're gonna feel like
mega
a
charge.
hero
Oh
when
yeah,
you fight a mega charge chaos.
those things are gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah.
full so fast.
Exactly.
I think we talked about pretty much anything. Is there anything that you guys wanted to bring up that we didn't talk about yet, or that you still had questions about? Overall, I think I'm just excited, and I don't know. I think a big one for me is what do you guys think has them on the fence for the 51-49 delay? Yeah.
Right. That's a good question. I think like taking the summer break into consideration, that I think is the most important aspect of it all. I also talked about it a little bit yesterday, that I come from digital advertising, online marketing, and we never go live with a digital campaign or a marketing campaign in the weekend because things can go wrong and then there's nobody available to actually fix anything. I think the same is with game development. If like 90%, maybe even more, of the Supercell devs are lying on the beach on their towels, they will not be able to help out when something is going wrong. So if they release the game just before, I don't know, a month before the summer break, I don't think it's good timing. So if they are going live, it's probably going to be May or June. They will be out on July, right? That will be the vacation month. Yeah. So I think it's either May, the latest, or it will be August or September. I think these 3 months, they'll drop it. That's what I think.
I completely share Heisenberg thoughts. Yeah, indeed. They have a July break, so there's no point of doing it in July. If they do it in June, it would be early June. Same for May. So if we don't have any news by like end of May, then we can be sure it's after summer. And they're saying 51% because, in my opinion, they are planning to do it before June. And it's just like Joe having a safety net, just in case. I'm just going to say 51, not a bigger number, so that people don't expect more. Because if he said 91, then everyone would be like, okay, it's next week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We're going to push the button. Let's go.
If Neo is here in August,
that makes sense.
They had a problem somewhere.
For me, I wasn't like, I don't know if they had like some coding issue in the background, or if it's just like, we just want to add more features and we don't want to push it out without those yet. Yeah, no, I think it looks good. All
right. If it was that late, I don't know if they would have allowed the creators to release
that's true.
content, as well.
Because I'm assuming we'll get a KPI before they just release season 1.
Right.
We'll get some kind of info. Like, hey, here's this exactly. Yeah, it's been a while, so I think they'll probably do a KPI.
Right, yeah. Yeah, but I think it's no use to do any KPI related videos, because I don't think they can share enough, because I think they're working hard and not sure if they will make the deadline themselves, probably. So yeah, I think better spend time on the development than anything else. I think any afleiding, the word is in Dutch. So it's any I don't know, something that gets them off their core job, as in development of the game.
I think Joe is also in a tough situation, because now every time he would talk, people are just going to be like, okay, when Neo? So even if all things in the KPI, people would just be like, I don't care, when, So it's kind of annoying, but I mean, at the same time, we waited so long, so I kind of understand.
The word I was looking for is distraction. They don't want any distraction, I guess, from like the
Yeah.
like releasing the game ASAP, but a good version. So yeah, but it looked like I think Expect was like jokingly saying to Jao, man, can we just release next week? And then Jao jokingly said, yeah, sure. If you want me to push the button, man, I push it now. So, but I don't think it works like
it
that.
looks like I don't know, a little bit more polishing and stuff, but I don't know. I'm hoping for this sooner, but you never know.
Yeah, as we said, a little bit.
Like if it is later, I hope they even add even more and there's more polish and it's just like, wow, you just surprised us and blew our mind with this update.
Yeah, I also maybe had a question for you. Do you think they should do like we currently have in Brawl Stars, for example, where each season should have a sort of theme around it? Or do we really not care about this? Because so far season 1 doesn't really have a theme. I mean, it's season 1, so it's kind of understandable. But for example, in season 2, should we see something like summer party because it's almost summer? Or otherwise, I feel like each season is going to look like the previous one. It's just new weapons.
I think you need lore in this game, right? You need some kind of story development. The thing Brawl Stars is also doing, Clash Royale is doing it. I think Brawl Stars doing it a little bit more. They released a book about the new Brawler 102, and it's out now, so people can see those videos about a book they released, and you had to play a game with like a 20-sided die. And it's really fun, but it's like it adds to the lore of what is the next brawler and what came before that. And I think this one has to do with like a band of 3 brawlers that kind of fit together. But there's a storyline, and I guess that really sells towards players, you know. And lore is just storytelling is super important, and I think they should go into that with Moco as well, especially where does that vampire coming from, you know? It's really out of nowhere with vampire, which is, I think, really interesting to build upon. How does that work? And there was like one rift where Luna was suddenly like abducted by this vampire. What happened there, man? What happened with Luna for that 5 missing days?
Would you want
Nobody
it to be
knows,
like game,
man.
like lore in game, or something like external, where it's like videos or something like you can read? A little combination of both.
I think a combination of both. Like they can do videos to support the gameplay. I think you need to support it with external material, you know. Otherwise, you cannot do. Yeah, I think it's hard to combine it. So
I know they want to add lore, and I know a lot of people are dying for it because the characters are really cool. Like you said, there's like this cool vampire guy. So maybe they do themes a little bit later. Maybe like the first couple of seasons, it's like we just build up the lore and we build up the story.
Right. Yeah, right. Regarding the lore, because they like to play around this sort of startup company that Moco is. They could do stuff where like they have a recruit campaign, or I don't know, Manny gets promoted and he therefore drops a new weapon, you know. That would be cool to have stuff like this. More about around the company thing, or like you have to, I don't know, a world where you have to bring coffee to Luna or something.
Yeah, because even in like the new music you teased, HX, it has like the lore of like Draenor kind of talking, and I was even listening to that, like kind of like his story. I think that's cool. Like it even have hinting at something. Chaos energy or whatever he was saying. So, good, yeah. So it's like they definitely have a something in mind. It's just they don't know exactly how they want it. I think they're just kind of like, let's get the game balance first, and then we can slap in some story.
Yeah, sure, but they really need to add something by season 4 or 5. Otherwise, it will just feel like, new season. It's just new weapons.
I don't think it'll take that long. I think
rotating events, you know. Like, there can be new content, yes, but
I think by season 2 or 3 they'll probably have some kind of like, because they could easily have like the Mocopedia and the masteries go into like a lore or a story mode or something like that, like defeat Draenor or something, or I don't know, special one-time rifts or something. Do you guys have anything else you want to chat about? If not, I think we can wrap it up.
No, not
I'm fine. Going through your doc, I think talked about.
Yeah, I think we discussed.
Yeah.
Let me check
everything.
I think the only thing we didn't touch on, I think yesterday HX you mentioned like you don't really see the need for like healing weapons anymore or healing classes.
Oh, yeah. So
Right.
when I presented the weapons, I said that because you have to be able to play them by your own without anyone helping you. Therefore, the kit of all the weapons have a way to have AoE, good damage against boss, and therefore healing. Otherwise, how could you heal by yourself? And that's where I said that I think healing weapons in Moco might be completely useless
Yeah.
because every weapon can heal by
Super
themselves.
niche, like
Besides
Toxic
niche
Trench.
moments,
That's the only thing I could really see is you just really need to, but even then you could just probably maybe run a Techno Fist depending.
Same.
Like they'll have to just specifically like design for like support. Or like I said, like if they do like on the roll events where like you go in randomly and one of you's a guaranteed a healer, tank, and then DPS or something like that. Kind of limits you a little bit.
Yeah, or they gotta reinvent how support is played in Moco. Instead of giving
yeah.
health, it could give speed or damage,
I
and
didn't
that
even
would be
think about that.
much
That'd be
more
cool.
useful, you know. We'll see. But again, all these things we're talking about right now, I prefer just seeing Neo Moco arriving and then they focus about these small problems because they are so small compared
Yeah.
to us wanting the game at some point, you know.
No, definitely lots of potential. I can't wait. Anything else?
Oh yeah,
That is it.
that's-
You have
that-
anything,
that-
Heisenberg?
That is it.
All right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm scared. I don't think
you
so.
just got
No,
Sly.
I'm just really hoping it will be a successful game, you know, and it will grow, and there will be demand for Moco in the future, because this is like the second chance, I guess, and hopefully it will pop off and grow and will be a game we will be playing for years to come. So I really hope they have like some kind of roadmap, long-term vision to make this work and not die slowly. So that because we've seen that Supercell actually pulls the plug on games that are not performing. You know, in the end, it's just a business, and they need to make money. 60 people on the team. You know, good luck paying for that from out of your own pocket. It's not funny. So yeah, it's serious business, of course. But yeah, I hope they succeed in making it successful.
I think
and
they will. I mean,
fun.
it's already fun. It's just they just have to tweak a few things to get it right.
I mean, you also talked about yesterday, Heisen, that because you were streaming Brawl Stars, you had mainly Brawl Stars viewers, and sometimes you were playing Moco, and these Brawl Stars viewers had no idea what Moco was.
Exactly. That's a good point. So I always play like 10 to 20 minutes of Moco just to burn some XP on stream and let people see what I also play and what my passion is about. Because yeah, you need to have some passion for the game if you stream it almost for a year daily. And actually most of them ask, which game? Just game? Question mark? Which game? That's what I get the most. And I tell them, yeah, it's another game from Supercell. Are you kidding me? What? And then I said, yeah, you can just download it right now in the App Store or Play Store, and it's called Moco. And some of them actually start playing it and tell me they have a lot of fun with it. You know, if you just start Moco right now, it's a great game. You have like months of things to do, and yeah, monsters to shoot, and it's a lot of fun, especially with some friends. So yeah, if you start now, it is a great game. But for us, like at level 217 and 218, it's just. What level are you, by the way, Sly?
Like around there. Like
oh, yeah.
I'm pretty high. I swear I beat all my missions and kind of projects and stuff like that. It's just like you said. Like, what's the point for me to go? I go on every day to get them, like the merch tokens. If they had weekends events, I'd definitely play those. But I mean, like you said, what's the point of me? I beat all the content. What's the point of me grinding my dailies when I'm just kind of waiting for Neo to come out?
Yeah, for me it's therapeutic, man. Just logging in daily. It's just an addiction in the end, I guess. Something I need to do it. I was just wondering, can I just stop playing now? Just go Brawl Stars full time? And something inside of me says,
Nah, it's
no,
fine.
man, you need to log in daily and get that daily XP burned. I don't know why.
I'm gonna be pulling
So I
HX
keep on
when it
doing
comes
that.
out. I'm gonna be gaming for like 8-10 hours every day again. Oh, 2 weeks? Oh,
Dude,
man.
I'm taking 2 weeks off from work when it comes out, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a schedule ready. It's about 19 hours of playtime per day. It's really fun.
Getting your scotch on.
19 hours, bro.
I made a spreadsheet, so I think of this. But because you need to
You're
sleep.
such a sweat, bro, man.
I did that in chapter 2. I played about 19-20 hours per day, but after 5 days I realized I'm completely washed and it's impossible to keep up. So you need more sleep,
Nice.
and I made a bit
Yeah.
of a better planning. Yeah, but I'll
Yeah,
be
I'll probably
ready.
take it. Depends when it drops. Maybe
Right,
I'll take a
right.
couple of days off. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. Let us know what got you excited or concerned for the update. Shout out to HX and Heisenberg for joining us today. And thank you for listening. I'll catch you in the next Rift. Bye.
Bye. So cats or dogs? You can say it.
For what would I like more?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think cats, just because I had cats more my whole life. But I do love a dog. It really depends on the dog or the cat.
Okay, so you're a cats person, so I gotta leave the call. Sorry, it was fun, guys.
You don't like Nico? You like the little puppers? Oh, do they even have names for the dogs?
I want a woof title.
A woof title. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have like a woof or like a title.
Probably gonna happen.